All right, let's talk about artificial intelligence today, shall we? First, I want to set the stage straight. I am in no way an expert in artificial intelligence, neither do I claim to be. I am, however, somebody who uses AI and AI tools in the work that I do, in my business, and in my day-to-day personal life as well. So, today we're going to talk about AI buzzword versus people who are actually using AI as a tool. Let's be honest. Everybody's talking about AI right now. You open LinkedIn, it's AI this, it's AI that. But the truth is, 90% of the people that they're saying they use AI are just using ChatGPT prompts in their day-to-day work. They're not even changing them or using them in the right way. The real winners, they're not talking about AI. They are quietly building systems, automations, data flows, etc. that make their business faster, smarter, and more profitable. So today we're going to talk about how to actually leverage some of these AI tools in a very basic manner and not just as a trend or as a buzzword. First of all, a quick example of users of AI versus people who are actually building using artificial intelligence. There are two types of people that use AI right now. The buzzword users and the strategic builders. So the buzzword crowd, they throw AI powered in their LinkedIn bio and everything else that they say. Every other sentence is something with AI, right? But they still run their business and their work manually, except for just copy pasting a lot of the prompts and copy pasting a lot of the results that they get out of it. The second part are the strategic builders. These people are actually using AI like the AI is their employee. So I'll give you two examples. Number one, let's say a marketing agency, they are creating marketing scripts and marketing creatives just using ChatGPT prompts. And it's funny, for my business, when we were working with a lot of marketing agencies, we asked them to give us scripts and creatives that they are creating for our ads. And when they gave it to us and I looked at it, a lot of the emojis that ChatGPT actually puts beside the headers are still there. They basically wrote a prompt, copy pasted it in a Word document and sent it to us and say, these are the creatives you created. Well, I could have created that myself in 3 seconds. Why do I need creatives who are actually in the marketing agency, who are actually experienced in marketing, if you're just writing ChatGPT prompts and giving me ChatGPT results? Then you have the strategic builder. So think about a marketing agency that is actually using AI tools and they're integrating it with their CRM. And now a lot of automations are happening on the CRM side, which historically you would have had to do manually. You're saving time, but you're not taking away any creativity or any actual experience, expertise work that a marketing team actually uses. Now let's talk about how I would use artificial intelligence in my day-to-day business as a financial advisor, as an operator in a business who runs operations and maintenance, as a tech consultant, also as somebody who deals with a lot of clients and customer and provides customer service in his businesses. So I'll give you an example for each one of those. Let's start with the example for financial advisor. As a financial advisor, I have to analyze and look through reports and create presentations to clients that they then use to make business decisions. So I would advise clients on what they can do with the numbers and use those numbers to make informed business decision. Now, even before we come to the point of creating the presentation, using the data, there are hours of analysis that goes into it, depending on how complex their business is. So either I have to sit down and do the analysis or hire somebody that will sit down and spend hours doing that analysis. Now, I can take their reports, I can take their statements and have the AI do the analysis for me, save me hours, and give me meaningful trends that I can then use to create solutions for my clients. Now, this does a few things for me. Number one, it saves a lot of time. Number two, it saves human error. Number three, I can go back in there and look at what the AI is doing. The AI is getting trained in analyzing the data from the client, and I can spend more time in actually creating solutions rather than looking through numbers and trying to analyze them. This is one way of a meaningful use of artificial intelligence in your business as a financial advisor. A lot of wealth managers, and I used to work as a wealth manager before, we had a team of financial planners that helped us create financial plan for the clients, analyzing data and creating recommendations for them. Now, a lot of wealth managers use AI tools to create those recommendations, which reduce human error, and you have a pool of data outside that they use, and they're creating investment strategies using artificial intelligence plus their expertise. Now, I want to be very clear here. Having AI tools doesn't mean you take away the expertise of financial advisors. We're not there yet. Maybe one day it'll be, but today you still need an advisor that understands your needs, whether it's for wealth management or your business finances. A combination of AI tool and expertise becomes a flawless weapon right now. AI itself is not there yet. It probably will be in a few years, but until then, we're still in business. Let's talk about operations and systems, right? Let's say you are in multiple meetings, requiring meeting minutes, requiring to remember the things you talked about, highlights, action items, etc. Historically, we would have somebody sitting in the meeting, somebody from the communications team or an analyst, listening, taking notes, creating meeting minutes, putting it in a template, action items, highlights, filing it somewhere, sending it out, making sure this person knows where it's filed so they can pull it out later on. That's a full-time employee working on these things, and hours of lag because we have to wait for this person to figure these things out and deliver it. Now, AI does that in a couple of seconds. If the tool that you're using for recording does not have built-in AI that does it, you can still grab the full transcript, dump it into an AI tool, give it the template, have it organize it in that template, and file it somewhere that you can go and look up. Or you can just use a search tool to completely find exactly what you're looking for in all your notes. You don't even have to go look through files and files of meeting minutes. So that way we actually used AI to reduce time plus human error. As a technology consultant, summarizing and making sense of technical documents, right? Deployment instructions, test plan, rollback strategies. There are a lot of technical terms in these things that even in your technical team, a lot of people don't understand these terms. And as somebody who is working with a test plan, also with a rollback strategy, also with deployment plans and instructions, you have to constantly be the translator or bring in an expert who understands XYZ and have them translate. Now with artificial intelligence, you can have these documents translated and make sense and answer questions even without having to pull in people with different expertise. Your AI is your expert that does it for you. Another thing that I have used AI for is giving the AI a prompt with this is the scenario, give me every single possible risk that you can identify. I've been known to be somebody who identifies risk early and often, and I have always in my projects brought in risks that from high probability all the way to risks that are very low probability, to a point where there was a time when a client was like, what's up with all these risks? Well, I would rather have risks identified, possible risks, now than in the future when it comes to fruition and everybody's panicking. However, when you are planning a project and you're looking at scenarios every single day, you can identify more possible risks based on the data available out there and people that have gone through these projects before. Give it a prompt, give it the scenario, and tell them identify every single possible risk I can, and start jotting them down and see which ones are relevant. All of them are not going to be relevant for your project, but you can use that to start identifying risks and have a project that is more on point, safer, and you are going to be presented as a very smart, on point project manager, tech consultant from the get-go. And finally, customer service. Now, customer service is one of those things that a lot of businesses nowadays don't want to spend money on. You have somebody sitting there 24 hours taking calls. For what? Take a ticket. I don't like this. This is happening. Give me a booking. Can I book 7 p.m.? Okay, 7:30. This table, that table. Now, this is just redundant work that can be taken care of by AI agents. And this is something that is taking off and will take off very soon. Every single business will be using it in the next one or 2 years. Mark my words. So, AI agents taking care of redundant customer requests, booking, reservations, complaints, filing tickets, etc. So I'll give you an example of a ticketing system, right? AI can capture incoming tickets for service management, go through the whole form, fill up everything that is required, based on the information, route it to the right person who will then fix the issue. Instead of having a team of people 24/7 sitting there providing that service just to pick up a phone if the phone rings, and then filing a ticket and then routing it to the right person. How many times has this happened that you route a ticket to the right to a person and the person's like, this is not me, I don't fix it. Go back to the person, routes it to another team. This is not me, it's somebody else. Routes it to, you are wasting time, efficiency, and paying money for an inefficient person to be there. Now, I don't want to take away anybody's jobs in customer service. There is value in having people, but there are some redundant tasks that can be taken away. In a restaurant, sitting there taking phone calls, hi, welcome to XYZ restaurant. Okay, what time? Okay, hold on. I'm talking to somebody. You have people standing in line that you can serve face to face. Or worse, can you hold? And for 5 minutes you're holding. You could have booked that call in 30 seconds or less. But now you're holding every time you call a restaurant. Can you hold? What a waste of time. So AI can take care of those things in your businesses as long as you know how to leverage them, how to use them. And there are a lot of businesses that are doing it. I'm actually working right now in creating some of these AI tools so that I can incorporate in my business and help other businesses incorporate in them as well. And that's something is going to come in the future. We'll talk more about it in future videos as well. So these were a few examples of how I would use AI on my day-to-day, and this has really been a game changer. That is why, as a solo person, not a single person, I'm married, but as a solo person, I'm able to do so many different things. I'm able to wear a lot of different hats, whether it be in technology, in business, in finance consulting, financial advisory, or in managing business and customer service. AI has enabled me to do multiple things at once without having to hire people or without having to go years and years and getting multiple experiences and doing redundant work. Using AI isn't just about writing prompts. It's about building effective systems. So a couple of questions that you might want to ask yourself. What are the processes that drain my time every single week? What decisions could be made faster using data? What's repetitive that a smart machine could handle so I can handle the decision making and the more difficult tasks? Once you ask those questions, you're going to know where exactly to use AI in and where to use your own brain in. The people who win in this new economy are the ones who build a hybrid intelligence, human creativity plus machine consistency. So stop chasing buzzwords, start building leverage, because in the next few years, the gap between those who use AI and those who build with AI will be the same as the gap between people who owned the internet and people who just scrolled through the internet. The question is, which one are you going to become?